Mr. Hyler, would you like to lead us?
Right over here.
No ladies, gentlemen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I just have a couple things I want to say and then I'll leave the floor.
Point of information, who's it? Are you the chairman?
I'm the chairman.
You're the chairman.
I'm the president,
I
he's
have
the
a
chairman.
point of information.
Sure.
Can somebody here explain to me what it means to be allegiant to a piece of cloth? What does that mean?
Oh, you know,
What are we
okay, I hear
promising?
what you're saying, okay.
For which it stands.
Not necessarily a point of order for the chairman, but yeah,
No,
because
it's
I'm
a
gonna,
point of information.
but I have an opinion on that, so I'll share it
Yeah.
as soon as someone comes in here.
Well, we are pledging allegiance to the piece of.
Welcome to the meeting, Brooklyn Tea Party,
What
thank
does that
you.
mean? What are we promising? What are we
Okay.
promising?
No, I understand what you're saying. Personally, I would reword it. I don't pledge allegiance to a piece of cloth. I pledge allegiance to what it stands for. But we do mention that right afterward, right? I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic which it stands. And I am allegiant to the vote, as I think we all are.
All right.
Right.
What does that mean? Does that mean you have to approve everything the government does?
Absolutely not. I'm with Mark
Okay.
Twain. Mark Twain is love your country, question your government. You can do whatever the government says. Absolutely not.
So what does that mean?
I mean, if you love your country, you're a patriot. You love this country. You're loyal to this country. And if you think someone like President Obama or Nancy Pelosi or Dick Durbin, please, is damaging your country, then you fight them. Try to stop them. That's what we're largely about here today. Now, someone in Planned Parenthood or somebody might think Trump is trying to hurt the country, and they'll fight him. But we are. I do have your point of view. I see what you're saying. The wording of the pledge is a little questionable in my opinion, but we're never going to change it. It was written when in the 1950s. I think it was written in the 1950s.
Actually, in the 1890s, was the Boy Scout flag.
Yeah, no,
when they added-
under God was
under
added
God-
'Under God was added in
1956.
exactly. And do you know what under God was added?
1954?
Do you know what under God was
I
added?
assume because
Why it was added, yes, it was because
Communist.
the Cold
The Red
War.
Scare, the Red Scare, right?
The Cold War,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Answer your question? I mean, we're not going to change it.
Sure, I'll
Okay.
think about it.
On a technicality, you give a point.
The different
but-
people
but-
can have different views
I
of
would name it, I
what
pledge allegiance to the Republic of the United States of America.
It doesn't sound the
It
same.
doesn't sound as good. And we're never going to change it, so, but
Well,
I hear your point.
As long
Some
as we
people
shut
say
off
we've
the
never
TV when
abolished
NFL
slavery.
players take the
And
lead.
whenever I hear for which it stands, I think of Hillary
Richard
Clinton.
stands.
Or for which is, I think of Hillary Clinton that she's a witch. But
Thank you.
anyway.
Thank you very much. Who here remembers when TV channels used to go off the air at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes,
And-
the color code,
Yeah,
that's the one, and then the pledge of allegiance.
some people said marijuana would never
Waving
be
flag.
legalized.
Do you know what I never remember is being awake when they started up the station in the morning. I was awake, you know. Okay, so 2 points I wanted to mention. One was the media, as usual. I mean, I've really come to despise the media. I mean, they should be brought up in charges of abuse of the First Amendment. Okay, they have freedom of the press, but they are abusing their freedom, in my opinion, because they're misleading the people on so
Brought up by
many
charges, and there is no more First Amendment.
Well,
You can't endorse or respect the First Amendment and then bring anybody up on charges.
for violating it,
There's no
for
such thing.
abusing it.
There's no such
No,
thing.
can you make a law? Can they make a law? I mean,
What
if you know,
No.
if you know a media
You
source,
can make a constitutional amendment.
yeah, if you know, no,
Abridging it.
okay, if you know a media source is
Super
willfully
libel or
spreading
slander.
falsehood, is that not slander or
there's
something?
libel, yeah, right, there are those kinds of laws.
No, libel has to be against somebody, and then you have to approve damages.
Well, it's against us. They're lying to us.
Yeah, but if you want some kind of majority to decide who is abusing and libeling the country, then it's deuces wild. Then it's just waiting for a majority to think that we're doing
Go
that.
ahead.
Deuce is wild. I understand. My name is Lucci Gayat, by the way.
What's your name, Luciano?
Yeah, Lucci Gayat. I was
Okay.
invited by Glenn. Glenn invited me here today. Just to your point, real quick. Deuce is wild. I understand what you mean. But what's going on with the media right now? It's not just simply that you're sitting in a conference room making up what it is they're going to talk about. It all comes from the top. You have the Democratic Party, which come up with the narrative, and then and then pass it down to
So
the
you believe
media.
the media is taking orders from the DNC?
Oh, all day long, all
Yeah,
the time.
agreed.
And so we can't just simply say Deuce is wild, because we have public officials who are in the game as well.
Right.
So it goes deeper than just Deuce is wild.
Okay,
That's all I wanted to say.
here's my point though.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For example-
Could you kindly repeat?
No, I just
didn't
want-
hear that.
You're just saying that the media is at the beck and call DNC and doing what they say.
And not just the DNC, all political parties, RNC as well sometimes. Sometimes the Republican
I don't
Party.
know the RNC very much, but okay.
Happens.
But for example, they kept mentioning Andrew McCabe gonna lose his pension. How many times did you hear McCabe gonna lose his pension? Democratic politicians were offering to hire him as an office staffer to keep his pension alive. Remember all this? That was last week. He's not losing his pension.
Oh, no,
He's not. The
No,
fact,
he's losing the.
he's losing certain benefits that would have come if he'd stayed employed.
And the only thing he's getting is the money he personally put into.
But he's still gonna have a
his
pension. He's gonna-
He should lose it. He should.
No,
He probably should, but the point is he's not. Okay,
Also.
here's the thing I want to talk about though. They mentioned how Facebook, this company called Cambridge Analytica, is what, violating people's rights, digging into their personal files and using it against them and all kind of things.
No, it's just
Because-
mining,
it's
it's
mining,
mining
data
their
mining, but
information,
Jerry's
which
not.
every company
He
in America
does, and
does.
Obama did in 2008, he doesn't
And he was a
off the
genius
charts,
when he
he's a
did it.
genius for it. So that's one thing, but I want to make a point here, but it's worse than that. They didn't just randomly go through people's files, they conducted a survey and people willfully answered it, and they used the answers to make ads to other people. They weren't being violated, they were participating voluntarily in this survey. So never forget that. When you hear this crying over Facebook and Trump is a manipulative whatever, what he's doing is not even as bad as what Obama did, if you consider it even bad in the first place. We have them at the door.
You think the
You
IRS?
can put the garbage can between the doors.
You think I got information from Facebook for IRS to go get?
So if they go to IRS files, it's a whole different story.
I think they colluded basically, so I won't be
Okay.
surprised.
Well, but all I know is, no one's telling you that it was a voluntary survey, people answered, knowing what it was about. So if they were being tricked, you could say that if you want to, but nothing was being done nefarious.
Do you think that people who are on Facebook understand that all the information they put on Facebook is being given to companies?
When
for
I put something on
advertising?
Facebook, I expect the whole world to see it.
Yep.
I'm not hiding it in my drawer or telling to a friend. I'm putting it out in the public ocean, out in the public. Anybody who puts something on Facebook and expects it to be private is a fool. You've got to be a fool. Who else would think otherwise? Go ahead. You think so?
Yeah,
You
I don't think I'm a fool.
You think your
for-
your Facebook profile is private information?
No,
Okay.
but I'm not all that concerned with General Mills getting a hold of my breakfast eating habits.
But you are concerned about Donald Trump getting a hold of your political leanings.
No,
You're not concerned.
no.
Well, you shouldn't be. That's my point.
Yeah.
All the crying in the media over Trump did.
And not only that, but I understand there are people defending Facebook, saying that Facebook has nothing to apologize for because all the information is in the public arena already.
And,
Well,
and you
there are
can't
plenty
put
of
a
sources for them to
Facebook
have it.
profile is voluntarily supplied.
I know. Yeah, I'm saying that's why Facebook has nothing to apologize for.
Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm saying neither does Trump. That's what I'm saying. I don't trust.
Oh, well, yeah, with that I agree with
For
you.
those who
You don't
just
trust-
came
you don't
in,
trust- you-
please,
What is your problem?
please sign in, the sheet is over there,
Yeah,
that way we have an
exactly.
accounting of who's here
Chris,
for election time.
I'm curious. What is your problem
How many
with that?
meetings
I want
you
to hear.
attended?
What about problem?
With Cambridge Analytica.
No, that I think they're being used, you know what I'm saying, and they didn't expect to get caught with anything. So now that they're being exposed, they don't have to
But caught doing what though? What did they do wrong?
No, I side with you basically,
Okay,
but
okay.
I mean, I'm not going against you.
Okay. There's another thing I want to mention was.
Again, so what you're saying basically comes under the heading of the abuse the media is responsible for, because they'll find anything
To hurt
Trump says
Trump,
or does to
Including
destroy
saying
Trump.
things that are identical to what Obama did, that they said was great when Obama did it, and saying it's evil when Trump does it.
Of course,
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do, but to use that as a basis to jeopardize the First Amendment or to hold them criminally liable for their reporting and everything, you can't do that, because as soon as their side gains a majority, which is going to be in about
You think it's-
2.5 generations,
Oh, I see.
when they'll have the majority to put Glenn Beck and Sean Hannity and Rush Limbaugh completely off
Okay, I
the
hear
air for
you, I
abusing the
hear
country.
you, but Glenn
So
Beck,
that's what I mean by
But-
just
but-
as wild.
but Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, and the others aren't willfully spreading falsehood.
Who's to say that? That's only a matter of opinion. That's your
Can it be
opinion
proven in a
against
court,
theirs.
can it be proven in a court of law?
Wow, that's
Well,
interesting.
opinion shouldn't be.
No, but a court of law has nothing to do with it because kangaroo courts have existed since the beginning of time, and they will be, the same people who
Well,
are
that's
happy to
happening
destroy Trump
Okay,
without any evidence will destroy
I see what
conservative
you're saying,
media with the
empowering,
same lack of
empowering the enemy,
evidence.
but,
Yeah.
okay, well, anyway, the media is disgusting, I'll
It's
say
the,
that.
it's the
Okay.
principle that has got to the absolute.
Christopher?
We forgot about that super center in Utah that has all the information and how they probably use everything that we do.
Yeah,
You know, they know all our conversations through the smartphones, smart
Are you
TVs.
talking about the government or the
The
Mormons?
government, you know, I mean, that stimulus.
The Mormons have a giant database,
Yeah,
believe
they
me.
do. That's what we did.
Heritage.
Well, they tell you it's for that,
What?
but they use it
Right,
to install all of us in their church
Exactly.
upon our death.
I,
You're gonna be a Mormon when you die.
I'll just add this.
they're gonna take me on my
If
Catholic
you look at the
cemetery.
overall ratings of the news networks, they have negative numbers.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. Let
And
me
yet,
try.
and yet, they're not gonna go away.
No,
So, the frustration's legitimate. The problem is, they're not going away.
right, that's,
And
but we have to fight them, we have to get,
And their
we get into
problem
Fox
is,
News. There's One American Network, there's Tea Party News Network, there's another one out there now,
Newsmax.
Newsmax. They gotta build, they gotta grow to fight. Breitbart, very good.
See, One American News is carried by Verizon, but not by Optimum.
Okay,
And-
They gotta grow.
And at least half the subscribers
Yeah,
at Brooklyn have.
I know they're limited, I'm
Optimum.
saying, we gotta hope that this whole
and
thing.
the good
We
news
can't
is,
count on Fox News, because Fox sometimes seems a little too left for me, if you ask me, that's just me, but, you know.
look who owns
Yes.
Fox.
What?
The owners of Fox, I think is a Muslim guy or some Arab.
Well, what's
Arabian
happening
guy.
is
Or partial.
Murdoch's sons are married to liberal women,
Right.
and they're just kind of run the show like
Exactly,
this, you know.
But we still got the Tucker.
We got Tucker, we got Sean, and we got
Judge Janine.
Jalicar, yeah. Okay, the other point I was gonna make was this. Who's unhappy with Trump signing the omnibus bill? About half. You're okay with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a temporary thing. And he put everyone on notice. See, I'm not signing this damn bill again. And what he's gonna do with that is now be what he is, very abrasive to the people that have created the structure to begin with. I wanna get rid of the filibuster. I want to
Why
get
not
rid of the, I want to.
One item veto, very big.
So he's gonna use that as his platform, as opposed to being, if he just did it, he would have been an obstructionist, another government shutdown, it would have been that. He made it,
You're okay with it?
he made it as a platform.
Okay.
It's a temporary 6-month thing, it's not a.
6 month thing, what's 6 months from now? Mr.
September.
Calendar,
Okay.
September.
Election.
Are they gonna do another budget before the election in November?
If they're,
so it would be for 1 month. But you're
No, but
right.
if they could implement some of this stuff before the election, that would
they
be
need
good.
to, otherwise they're gonna lose the
October.
midterms horribly if they don't.
But I'm worried about Ryan, I can't count on that
I
man.
understand what you're saying, it's the leadership that
No,
supported
here's-
this structure to begin
Here's
with.
what should
are
happen,
horrible.
and here's, to
And-
me, the only, I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
here's to me the only thing that justifies the signing of the bill. If he gets so upset with himself and so upset with the Rhino Republicans in Congress that he spends all of, from the summer forward, not just getting Republicans, but getting rid of the Republican rhinos, but
You mean
primarying out.
in his administration?
No,
primary out.
primarying out the Republicans in Congress who are just part of the deep state.
That's, I
And
hate to be cynical, but what are your chances, how many seats are you gonna get to go that way?
I would, I can't answer that question, but I can
I
say
like
that.
Paul Ryan to be
that-
primaried out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which, he's the biggest mystery in Washington, actually, because he has been such a budget hawk.
He was a great budget hawker, he used to be.
Amazing, and even as he was, even as he was defending the current budget talks and situation, he was discussing how dangerous the continued deficits. And by the way, we also have hit a landmark. We are now formally, officially, $21 trillion in debt, and it only took 5 months to go from 20 trillion in debt to 21
Well, each
trillion in debt.
trillion will come faster now, each
surely it's gonna come faster.
Oh, that's much
rate we're going,
faster. With the
we're
tax
going.
cut, are you kidding? With the tax
Oh,
cut?
I don't buy that.
They're spending?
Mr. Hyla, please, tax cut is not gonna cost the government, it's gonna eventually increase revenue. Just like-
Better.
Yes.
This is coming back.
You are guessing, first of all.
I'm based on Reagan's tax
Listed
cut and
much-
Kennedy's tax cuts.
First of all, they took 4, 5, 6 years to develop the increased.
I didn't say it was gonna happen overnight.
Second of all, there are so many things that can go wrong, including any kind of crash in the stock market, any kind
that's
of,
coming.
any kind of break, yeah, that throws off everything, and the tax cut is not going to compensate for all of that. And the economy, there is now mounting evidence that it is in far worse shape than anyone ever
Okay, but I'm still never gonna
imagined.
buy that tax cuts cost the government money.
What's the rate of growth of government, of our
Yeah.
GDP, isn't it?
2.3%.
He's gonna do,
No, there's been all kinds of figures lately.
gonna do a second
That's
tax.
been,
The average is
Okay.
2.3. So I wanna, the bill, the package that was just signed, a couple things. One, you know, we elected Trump to do we elected Trump to do what he didn't want to have happen, okay? I understand the point about the 6 months, but now we're put in the corner, because this is 6 months, we're gonna get to September, and we talked about this before most of you guys showed up. You know, the 2016 election was the most important election in this country, because if we hadn't voted for Trump, we were finished.
Yeah, we were done, yeah.
But now,
Yeah.
we need to finish the job. And we are now in a very dire situation, because if we're gonna have this battle again in September and October, most elections are generally won in September and October, because that's what you remember the most, in general. So, you know, we did not elect Trump to supply Planned Parenthood. So,
We
I
elected him
can't-
to kill it.
I will say this, I understand the laying the foundation down, okay? But I think Trump is understanding a little now that there's a major difference between running a corporation and running the United States. When you run a corporation, you can make all the decisions. You can do whatever you want. When you are the president of the United States, you don't quite have that same authority. So I just wonder if doing what he did, it's either gonna be phenomenally fantastic, or it's gonna be the end of us.
But come
I
back what he
think we
said.
are at that stage.
He has to do these things in September, they just talked about.
But the question is, are we going to do it? And on the economy, interest rates are going up, okay? Walk through New York City, look how many retail stores are closing or have closed.
Brick and mortar.
Okay. There is a concern, Larry, and I'm not totally backing that up, but there is a legitimate concern
That
that
economy's
we are,
overheating.
that our economy is gonna take a hit. Now, tax cuts generally don't have anything to do with that, but there's so many other factors.
I don't agree with that, Scott. Tax cuts tend to generate economic
It's
activity.
supposed to, but it's not doing it.
not
Yeah,
dollar for
it's not
dollar,
happening.
and
It's new, it
only
only
across
just
time.
happened.
Because you need the economy to grow first, and then government will take in more tax
Are
cuts.
you telling me that a corporation that has a tax cut isn't more likely to hire people, buy equipment,
course
make
it is.
investments?
Of course, of course.
That's business, that's
Over time, but if there is.
Oh, it's better than nothing.
No,
I'd rather over time than negative.
taxes are a destroyer. Taxes destroy not only economies, but
Well, what
entire
does
civilizations.
Laffer say? If you want more of something, tax it less. If you want less of it, tax it more.
Well, Milton Friedman, that's Frederick Hayek.
And I'll just say this quick point.
Yeah.
We live in New York.
Yeah.
We live in the highest tax state in the country, they say.
Hell.
Okay, so, you know, we're talking about national politics. But you know what? You know what's gonna ultimately do us in if we're not careful? Our own backyard. If we didn't do the job in 2016 here in the city, because we allowed the Blasio to go back in.
Allow them.
Justin
So-
pricing's coming our way.
So now we have to sit, we really have to focus on the state. And I'm telling you now, if we go status quo in November, I'm just telling you, the state is in a lot of trouble.
The ice cream man is here.
So,
Howard, just sign in?
It's
So
now
we
or
have
never.
to know you're here, just sign in.
Okay, wait, on that point, real quick, last thing for me today. Who do we look at to be gubernatorial candidate?
all right, so I mentioned earlier
Joe
that.
Holland and like Molinari. It's either gonna be Joe Holland or
Molinari,
Molinari.
Dutchess County Executive.
Not Susan Molinari from South
No,
Island.
no, 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 Paul Molinari, Paul.
She's one guy,
He was-
right?
He was apparently supported by the state Republican Party
Right.
to run against Cuomo.
What's his name again?
Molinari,
Same spelling?
His name is
Yeah.
Mark, no?
I think it's wrong.
Yeah,
No, no,
that's
I think it's
Molinari.
wrong.
Yeah,
He's the
Molinari.
Dutchess County executive.
And do we have confidence he has a chance to get state?
I don't know enough about
Extremely,
him.
very high chance, very high chance.
Nah, I don't.